Welcome to Part 3 of On Refusal to Judge Our Neighbor by Abba Dorotheos of Gaza. How can we put up with these things unless it is because we have no true love? If we have true love with sympathy and patient labor, we shall not go about scrutinizing our neighbor's shortcomings. As it is said, love covers up a multitude of sins, and again, love thinks no evil, hides everything, etc. As I said, if we have true love, that very love should screen anything of this kind, as did the saints when they saw the shortcomings of men. Were they blind? Not at all. But they simply would not let their eyes dwell on sins. Who hated sin more than the saints? But they did not hate the sinners at the same time, nor condemn them, nor turn away from them, but they suffered with them, admonished them, comforted them, gave them remedies as sickly members, and did all they could to heal them. Take a fisherman. When he casts his hook into the sea and a large fish takes the bait, he perceives first that the fish struggles violently and is full of fight, so he does not try to pull it in immediately by main force, for the line would break, and the catch would be lost in the end. No! He plays out the line. And, as he says, allows the fish to run freely, but when he feels the line slacken and the first struggles have calmed down, he takes up the slack line and begins, little by little, to draw him in. So the Holy Fathers, by patience and love, draw the brother, and do not spurn him nor show themselves unfriendly towards him, but as a mother who has an unruly son does not hate him or turn away from him but rules him with sweetness, and sometimes does things to please him, so they always protect him and keep him in order, and they gain a hold on him so that with time they correct the erring brother, and do not allow him to harm anyone else. And in doing so they greatly advance towards the love of Christ. What did the blessed Ammon do when those brothers, greatly disturbed, came to him and said, "Come and see, Father. There is a young woman in Brother X's cell." What tenderness he showed to the erring brother! What great love there was in that great soul! Knowing that the brother had hidden the woman in a large barrel, he went in, sat down on it, and told the others to search the whole place. And when they found nothing, he said to them, "May God forgive you." And so dismissing them in disgrace, he called out to them that they should not readily believe anything against their neighbor. By his consideration for his brother he not only protected him after God but corrected him when the right moment came. For when they were alone he laid on him the hand with which he had thrown the others out, and said, "Have a care for yourself, brother." Immediately the other's conscience pricked him and he was stricken with remorse, so swiftly did the mercy and sympathy of the old man work upon his soul. Let us, therefore, strive to gain this love for ourselves. Let us acquire this tenderness towards our neighbor so that we may guard ourselves from wickedly speaking evil of our neighbor, and from judging and despising him. Let us help one another, as we are members one of another. Which of us, having a wound on his hand or foot, or any other member, would despise it and cut it off, even if it turned septic? Would he not rather bathe it, and take away the poison and put a plaster on it, sign it with the cross, apply a relic, and pray and beg the saints to pray for its cure, as Abbot Sosimos used to say, to put it simply, not to turn aside or run away from our own members, even those of bad reputation, but to do all we can to cure their disease. In this way we ought to bear one another's burdens, to help one another and be helped by others who are stronger than ourselves, to think of everything and do everything that can help ourselves and others, for we are members one of another, as the Apostle says. If we are one body, each is a member of the other. If one member suffers, all the others suffer with it. What does our cenobia, our community life, mean to you? Do you not reckon that we are one body, and all members of one another? Those in charge are the head, those who supervise and correct are the eyes, those entrusted with instruction are the mouth, those who listen and obey are the ears, those who do the work are the hands, those who run messages, who have outside ministries, are the feet. Are you the head? Fulfill your charge. Are you the eyes? Be in touch and consider. Are you the mouth? Speak and give help. Are you the ear? Listen. The hand? Work. The foot? Do your errands. Let each one give assistance to the body according to his ability, and take care to help one another, whether it is a matter of teaching and putting the word of God into the heart of a brother, or of consoling him in time of trouble, or of giving a hand with work and helping him. In a word, as I was saying, each one according to his means should take care to be at one with everyone else, for the more one is united to his neighbor, the more he is united to God. And now I give you an example from the Fathers. Suppose we were to take a compass and insert the point and draw the outline of a circle. The center point is the same distance from any point on the circumference. Now concentrate your minds on what is to be said. Let us suppose that this circle is the world and that God Himself is the center. The straight lines drawn from the circumference to the center are the lives of men. To the degree that the saints enter into the things of the Spirit, they desire to come near to God, and in proportion to their progress in the things of the Spirit, they do in fact come close to God and to their neighbor. The closer they are to God, the closer they become to one another, and the closer they are to one another, the closer they become to God. Now consider in the same context the question of separation, for when they stand away from God and turn to external things, it is clear that the more they recede and become distant from God, the more they become distant from one another. See, this is the very nature of love. The more we are turned away from and do not love God, the greater the distance that separates us from our neighbor. If we were to love God more, we should be closer to God, and through love of Him we should be more united in love to our neighbor, and the more we are united to our neighbor, the more we are united to God. May God make us worthy to listen to what is fitting for us and do it. For in the measure that we pay attention and take care to carry out what we hear, God will always enlighten us and make us understand His will.